Hi, everyone. It is Coach Mo Fall here with another Coach Mo Live. And if you're first in the game here with me, I am the founder and creator of the soul powered, absolutely fueled by soul career up leveling that we do in our kick ass career workshop and help women up level their souls to land their dream jobs. I got to tell you something. I created what I do in the workshop through my own misfortune. And as we are in, like the pink, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it is always a special time for me because my true career awareness and aha came at such a much deeper level as I was traveling through my breast cancer journey and eventually a double mastectomy and some chemotherapy treatments, etc. So I want to share my story partly as an homage to so many women who have been in my workshop. We've had about 1,500 beautiful souls come through our 12-week workshop and really take better care of their souls and lift their entire lives up in a way that I actually got very surprised and a deep sense of gratitude. One of our clients, I'll say our clients, sent an email last night on celebrating her 54th birthday and how grateful she was or is for the fantastic up leveling. And she's about to get another new job at a fantastic level. And I am so touched to wake up in the morning when I see an email or a Facebook post from a client about their next up level in their journey. Because when you do bring your soul to work, when you bring your soul back alive, it matters in the world in a way that you matter differently. And I dare say better. When your soul is more alive, your input and your reflection in the world is better for all of us. And this was what my journey was through breast cancer. And I'll tell you what, I was about 1 month into my dream job 14 years ago. It seems like it was a couple of years ago, but it's now 14 years ago that I was diagnosed with cancer. And I was actually on a client call, a client meeting had just finished up, and I called my doctor back, having left a voicemail. When your oncologist calls you, you want to call back pretty quickly. And she said, "You have cancer." And I had 4 or 5 biopsies over the preceding couple of weeks. And when you hear that you have cancer, of course, the worst case scenario flies into your entire nervous system. And I was shaken so badly, I didn't really know like what to do or who I was or where I was going or what my day was going to look like from that point forward. The diagnosis of cancer came at a time when I was training with my younger sister to run a marathon. And I was diagnosed the last day of September. And I was on a business trip the next day on Delta Airlines. And Delta Airlines always has a nice breast cancer promotion. And I was still integrating my reality of having been diagnosed with breast cancer, sort of wishing it wasn't true. You know, that first stage of grieving is denial. And I was pretty much in that stage for, I don't know, a good couple of days. But here I am on this Delta flight flying to one of my other client sites, and everything's breast cancer, breast cancer, breast cancer, breast cancer. Oh, have a breast cancer pink lemonade. Oh, here's a sticker for breast cancer. Oh, Delta gives to breast cancer. I couldn't get away from this new diagnosis. And several of the clients who I've worked with over the years have actually been breast cancer survivors as well. And a few have actually been going through treatment while we were in the workshop, while they were in the workshop with us. And so a shout out to you ladies, in particular, Kirsten and Allie, really, really showing your warrior strength going through your journeys with breast cancer and other cancers and other diseases and disasters, divorces, disruptions of whatever kind in life. And what I always say when I talk about this topic is you don't need a disaster in your life to help you get to your soul. But so many of us human beings don't take the time to get there unless we've had a disaster that rocks us to our core. And when I work with women to help them find their soul and up level their career, it's usually following something that didn't go well, but it's more transformation by design rather than transformation by disaster. But unfortunately, for so many of us, transformation comes at the heels of disaster, like it did for me. And I will say this, if you're watching and listening, if you're one of my clients, I'd love to know that you're here. You may have heard this story, but I'm talking about it in a different way today because cancer or other disasters, diseases, disruptions in life are different for all of us. But for me, after spending 20 plus years on my own personal development journey, always reading, going to workshops, conferences, I had coaches all along the way. Hey, Joanna, nice to see you here. I never got to the level of depth of my inner being as I did when I was going through my breast cancer journey. And I remember being about 2 or 3 days home from my surgery, which means I was probably about a week and a half from my surgery. And I was sitting in my family room. My mother, who was spending a couple of weeks with me, helping me recover and getting around and get food and that sort of thing for me, she was asleep on one of the chairs next to me. And I remember looking up into the blue sky right off my family room thinking, I'm not going to let this just be a surgery and a cancer thing. I'm going to do something that matters in life. And I'm going to use this somehow, some way. And I was just praying that I would find the way to do that. And my 4 weeks of recovery at home wasn't quite long enough, but I had just started a new job a month before my diagnosis. So I was eager to get back and not have that be a negative thing. I know so many women who have had breast cancer have had negative experiences with their employers. And I was blessed to be at a fantastic company that treated me like royalty through my cancer journey. When I realized who I truly was at the soul level, having just gotten a double mastectomy and sliced up and down, and the scars are painful reminders, especially now doing Pilates, where I'm literally stretching scar tissue of 14 years. The scar tissue reminds me of the depth of injury to my physical body, but it also reminds me of the depth that I dove into my emotional, energetic, soulful body. And when you have that much time to reflect on life, and oftentimes lying in bed in pain or literally feeling my body knitting itself back together, I realized that there was a level of me that I had left dormant through this career of mine, through this life of mine, trying to do the right thing, trying to be good and do good, trying to help raise my stepkids in the best way, just trying to be the best human being that I could be. But I was missing the critical elements of me. I was missing the things that really lit me up. And I came to realize how deeply out of touch I was with my true self. And it's a real shame to get to a point where I'm recovering from a double mastectomy and I'm realizing what I had left behind, and perhaps the way that I had navigated my life and my career up until that point was missing the best parts of me. And I realized that I was a teacher, an inspirer, a cheerleader. I was such a people person. And that's why I chose nursing as my first profession. And I will say this, that people part of me had been shut down because I had been told so many times through my career to not be focusing so much on the people. And that never made sense to me. I was responsible for big budgets, big companies, lots of contracts, lots of really responsible stuff. And I was really good at that. I was good at rallying my team and getting stuff done and getting everyone focused in the same direction. But my people person had sort of vacated. And I didn't realize how empty that space was until I had the time and the space to realize it. And because I'm a spiritual person, because I'm a regular learner, I had some things to lean into, and I really leaned into the fact that I love humanity and I want to make a difference. When I came back from my breast cancer journey, I came back to a very grateful team who had just gotten to know me, and they took such good care of me emotionally while I was away and visited me and sent me gifts and really proved what a team of deeply caring human beings can be. I had not needed that level of care and support in my past ever. I was always the one doing for others. I was always the one who was a couple of steps ahead of everyone else. And that deep emotional support and that feeling of being connected to other human beings who really cared about me was a turning point in my life in such a deep way. It helped me see that that is the real juice of life, even from a work perspective, even from, wanting to accomplish things at work. It was all about the people. And I sort of knew that, but I didn't know it from my soul. I knew it from my intellect. I knew it from, sort of a psychological perspective. I knew it from reading leadership stuff. I knew it because I'm a people person, but I didn't really get that deep into it until my breast cancer journey brought me there. And I became more fun, more engaged, more patient, bolder. I became bolder as a leader. And I will say this, the women who we help in our workshop become bolder also. And they become more of who they are. They become more joyous and happier. And that, my dear friends, is the whole secret to life. The whole secret to life is to light yourself up from within. To be the you that is in there and let her come up in such a big way that there's no mistaking either who you are or what you're going to be doing or decisions that you make or jobs that you take or not letting people be out of integrity with you. So many women we work with and have talked to have been out of integrity with bosses or organizations that have treated them poorly, that have underpaid them, that have underappreciated, underpromoted, and that is out of integrity with how awesome you are. When you are performing and not being treated well, that is a sin and it's out of integrity. And because it's out of integrity, it hurts your soul. And you think you're supposed to put up with it. And that's the lesson I want to share today with everyone. You are not on this earth to put up with other people's lack of integrity. And lack of integrity to me is just not treating people well. Oh, sure, there's a lot of companies that say that they do and try to, but it comes down to one human and another human. It comes down to you as the human being driving your life, you as the human being behind the eyes, in the soul, that version of you knowing what she wants, knowing who she is, and exerting her in the world without getting pushed around, without getting belittled or demeaned, without getting passed over. And so many of the women we work with, I dare say 100% of the women we've worked with, it doesn't seem normal to have to speak up, to have to show up in a certain way. It seems more normal just to work hard and be appreciated with your head down. But that never works. Never. And that's what we're told and taught. Just get good grades, do good work, and you'll get ahead. It's not true. If you just do good work and put your head down, you're on someone else's agenda. And so many women I've worked with, well, I got this job because my friend told me about it, and I got this job because they asked me to do it, and not on their path. So if you're a woman who's not on your path, if you're a woman who's not been seen or promoted or advanced or appreciated in your workplace, please know that there is a deeper self in there that is wanting to be seen and appreciated, paid more, employed at a higher level, making a greater impact in the world. There's a deeper version of you that's probably hiding from getting hurt, passed over, belittled. Maybe she's gotten treated so far out of integrity by others, she doesn't even believe that the world can be good anymore. And maybe that skeptical version of you is what you're putting out there. I know we talk to literally thousands and thousands of women throughout the year. And a handful of those women, I wish it was 2 handfuls because so many women need this type of help. A handful of those women work with us. We work with around 300 to 400 women a year. And I will say this, the soul that begins to rise up, the soul that begins to get healed, the soul that begins to show up, that thriving energy, she lands a better job. She gets paid better. She has a higher impact. She gets a bigger title. And you may be thinking, Mo, those are such egocentric things. No, they're egocentric things to an egocentric person. To a soul-based, awesome, integrous, aligned, beautiful human being. They are the very essence of what you're all about on this planet. The very essence of you is you want to be seen. The very essence of you is to be recognized for your talents, your gifts, how smart you are, how good at you are at solving problems and seeing around the corner, how good you are at organizing things and getting stuff done and getting teams organized and on top of stuff. You want to be seen for that. You want to be seen as the you are. Thank you very much for your compliment. Mo has helped me find the deeper, more powerful me. She's right on. That perfect, beautiful, awesome version of you is your soul. And please do not let anyone tell you other than that. I can't tell you how many times I was criticized for wanting to move ahead, or when I left bedside nursing early in my career to pursue a career in cardiac rehab, helping build cardiac centers for a company that wanted to put cardiac centers in every hospital, whereas before they didn't have them. I thought that was an exciting thing to do, having cardiac centers near every hospital where patients were discharged. And I was on board with that. I wanted to learn and grow and be better at that. Sometimes I had to answer the phone and make appointments, and sometimes I was in board meetings looking at financial statements. That was exciting and thrilling to me as a young woman. I always wanted more, and I wanted more because that voice inside of me, my soul voice, never was truly shut down fully. But my breast cancer cracked her open in such a big way that I went back to work fully claiming, wanting to make a difference, wanting to touch people's lives in a deep way, wanting to be bold and make a difference and do things in a unique way that we hadn't thought about before, and really rally people. We spend so much time at work. If we don't make it the thing that turns us on, it becomes the thing that turns us off because we spend so much time there. Take stock for yourself, please, so that you can have a transformational process of your soul by design, not by disease or disruption or disaster like I did. My breast cancer came at the peak of my career, training for a marathon with my little sister. We did complete that marathon, in uh, in 2014, my little sister's first marathon, and I swore to her that I would help train her and run it with her. And then 2 years later, with my partner, I ran the New York City Marathon to claim myself back, physically still recovering from the massive surgery that I had. But I'm going to say this to you: claim the best parts of you. And if you don't know how, of course, we're here to help. If you don't know how to get access to that deeper version of you that is crying out to be seen and loved and cared for, yes, at work. Yes, work is meaningful collaboration and human beings coming together to do something together. It is spiritual in its very essence, because when humans come together to do something that they can't do on their own, that's spiritual. And your soul has a place there. Your soul has a place at work. If it does not have a place at work, you are leaving it behind, and you are more than likely pushing it down because you're saying no to the best parts of you. Please bring yourself back to life at the deepest level, at the unseen level, and you will have a much more satisfying, fulfilling, and impactful life, and you'll make more money as well. Your best future is when you come alive. Your best future self is when you're doing more, not working harder, but doing so much good coming from the fountain of your soul. An accountant, an engineer, architects, marketing people, pharmaceutical executives, doctors, nurses, you name it. Women who have been suffering because they're not able to bring the true fabric of who they are to the table at work. Thank you, Angie Torres, for sharing. When you can't be all you are missing the best parts. When you can weave your soul back into who you are at work, oh, life is wonderful. It's fantastic to love Mondays. It's fantastic to know that you're in it, that you're doing stuff, that you're using your gifts and talents. You know who you are. You know how to make decisions and talk up in meetings and present ideas and advance things because you know who you are. That's the best living. And most women are at least a $20,000 to $50,000 gap in their career between the shutdown version of them and the lifted up soulful version. And I'm not talking about going into a different line of work. 99% of our clients don't change the line of work they're in because there's something about their natural gifts and talents, and we help them find this, that speaks to what they've chosen as a profession. But the external world has helped them shut down. The negative naysayers, the don't talk in this meeting, the boss or colleague who steals your ideas and work, the mansplaining at meetings. Yeah, I know. I know. Or how about just being treated rottenly by another flawed human being? So many broken humans out there as leaders and managers treating other humans crappy. And on one hand, you can't avoid you can't avoid flawed humans. We're all out there. I've been flawed as a human. I've been flawed as a leader and as a manager. I've been under such pressure to make numbers and deadlines and do things that were beyond what I was capable of doing with my team, and had to push and shove to try to make the best efforts happen. I've been there numerous times in my over 30-year career. I understand, but I also know, because after my breast cancer journey, I came back differently. I came back with an enthusiasm that wasn't manufactured or wasn't made from the outside. My enthusiasm as a self, as a soul, came from inside, not just from the surviving my breast cancer. I'm sure that had something to do with it. When you survive on death's knife, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, how are we going to do it in a way that impacts the world better, differently, easier. And I'm not one to take the easy way out. But when you're in flow with your soul, when you're doing the work you know how to do, and you're in flow with your soul, life is so good and it's fun and it's stimulating, and your enthusiasm just ripples out into other people. Most of the women who are in our workshop, I dare say all, I mean, you use all these big alls and nevers, and most of the women in our workshop, within the first week, their face looks different. People notice a difference in how they're showing up and how they look. They take 20 years off their face because their soul is so lit up and they feel so energetic as a being on this planet. They feel right and true. They feel aligned. And indeed, they are aligned. And that's how we help them interview better. This is how we do what we do at the soul level, because I learned this lesson painfully through my breast cancer journey. I didn't do a call out to how you book a call yet. I'm so impassioned by my journey and reminded by the light that was lit up inside of me when I recognized that there was a few deeper levels of me that were not alive. mofall.com/talk. You'll get a schedule with one of my career breakthrough strategists, and that lovely coach will help you understand your truth. And we'll talk to you about what your dreams are and if we can help you close the gap the same way I did, but we do it now in 12 weeks rather than my years and years of journey. In 12 weeks, we help a soul advance, we help a soul come back alive, and we give her every strategy to land a new job, whether that be a promotion within the company or an external new job with a beautiful resume, an awesome LinkedIn profile, and the best interview prep out there, because we have some super secret ways we do it so that we can keep your soul at the forefront, at the middle, at the core of how you interview. Your soul is the most gorgeous, beautiful part of you. And I implore you, if you don't feel that it's lit up, take a look at what we do at mofall.com. Take a look at our client interviews. Take a look at who you want to be. Take a look at what's really going on, because you know what? Our mental process, our psychology has such powerful defense mechanisms. I know all about that because I had powerful defense mechanisms all around me while I was striving in my career, leaving my soul buried beneath all of the work. And when that soul came up and I realized, oh, this is who I am. And this is who I've been all my life. I've been someone who's been a real advocate of people. I've been a real helper. I've been someone who's been able to heal cardiac patients and take them through a journey of positivity. I lost her. And then I found her after my breast cancer. I found myself. It almost killed me to find her. And I don't want that to be your journey. It's not necessary to get onto the brink of death, to have a cancer diagnosis that takes you through life-altering surgery. My body will never be the same. My body has been scarred and cut and repaired to the best of technology from 14 years ago. I will never be the same on the outside, and I will never be the same on the inside. One, we could say, is technically for the worse for the wear, the external, but the internal me is more powerful, more passionate, bolder, more decisive, more sure-footed about who I am and what I do in the world. And I took a bold step. I took a bold step to become a career coach to help other women up level, because I didn't want them to go through that crisis. It's an amazing journey that I've taken over these past 14 years. And in 2008, my life changed forever. And of those 14 years, I will tell you this: the thousands of other women I've helped learn how to raise their souls up and how to land a better, more significant, more impactful job, and to truly thrive in life has impacted tens of thousands, I dare say the math kind of befuddles me. Every family is better because of her. Every kid whose mom is a soul-level, kick-ass woman, soul-powered, every kid is better because of her. Families are able to repair generations of negativity or negative patterns. It is beyond the intellect, beyond linear thinking to understand what the soul can do when it's on its path. Your soul is so powerful, it can change your life forever. Or it gets shut down and you have the same repeating patterns over and over again. My prayer for you today is to take a look at yourself in the mirror and say, what are you capable of and where do you want to go? And if you don't have the answers, that's perfectly fine. We probably do. Book your complimentary career clarity call so that we can help you understand what's going on, what the truth is, and if we can help you navigate to your dreams. Only if we believe we can help you navigate to your dreams will we invite you into our 12-week transformational soul-powered workshop. If not, we'll give you some ideas and some strategies outside of that, or perhaps another coach would help you. I am so committed to helping you find your way that these calls are complimentary. And we only probably advance 20% of the women we talk to. You are welcome to book that call to find out what's going on. mofall.com/talk. And you will talk to one of my career breakthrough strategists. These awesome women will help you sort it out. Some of these ladies have said it's the most powerful conversation they've had ever. That's our promise, to get you clarity and to get into your truth. Please don't let a disaster from the outside world cause you to be the reason why you found your soul. Come into your soul's truth by design, by intention. This is Coach Mo Fall at mofall.com and everywhere on social media. Watch my messages. Make sure you're on my email list. Get my daily inspiration coming into your email inbox, and you will be inspired each and every day. And if you'd like to really transform your life, it's mofall.com/talk. Let's help you get where you want to go in life from your soul and advance that career so that it can pay you what you deserve. This is Coach Mo Fall, mofall.com. We'll see you next time.